The book of Ecclesiastes, verse 7. A time to tear and a time to mend, a time to be silent and a time to speak. Buddy, this is Phil from Christian Connoisseur. So, I haven't made a video in a while, but I want to keep making some more content. So, I have 2 videos I want to work on for this channel, and I also have my more RPG channel. I'm working on some stuff too. So one video I want to make is about HeroScape, another one is about pickleball, and then one is for my RPG game. I've been working on maybe making one for a post-apocalyptic survival world. So I have a couple different videos I want to talk about, but for this one I think I'm going to focus more on HeroScape. Yeah, I don't really know what good pictures I have for a background. This is just also I was playing this trading card game. Was it Magic the Gathering? I've been playing some budget, high power EDH or Commander, so I might make a video on that one too. I don't know what good pictures I have to show. Focus on HeroScape a bit more. I wrote a couple notes, but we'll just see what I come up with, right? Okay, so HeroScape, I want to give a Christian perspective because the channel is supposed to be of the faith, but I don't have to be hyper religious about everything either. So what I wrote down is a review, what it is and why, the pros and cons. It's an intro to war tabletop gaming. It's simple, it's low cost, it's a pretty friendly community. You only really need about maybe 1 to 2 armies roughly within the group to really be able to just kind of be content and happy with the game. And it's also pretty tactical, and it's about 30 minutes to about 1 hour for a game. So that's about what I wrote down from my notes. Okay, so I'm gonna give a basic review about it. I'm gonna give some stuff you should be careful of from a person of the faith, and some pros and cons about some of the stuff. Okay, so part of the Christian perspective, I'll say this. This is a game that's basically it's kind of like what Magic the Gathering is, or MTG. It's kind of like the multiverse in a lot of ways. Almost every piece of content these days is a multiverse. So this game has characters from everything in it. It's a wide, even this box right here, you see a picture of the Hulk and Spider-Man. And there's I think a dragon, and there's and they have Valhalla, and they also have Christian horsemen knights from the Crusade. So there is a wide variety of different stuff. It has fantasy, it has realistic stuff. Oh yeah, they got the G.I. Joe or something like the Sergeant Drake Alexander. There's so many different options. So from a Christian point of view, I would say you can also pick which one you want to go with or don't want to go with. You don't they have robot style armies. They have they have soldiers. There's polar bear knights. There's right. So the truth is, yeah, I don't know, I'll start clicking on a picture. If I can see very well. I don't know if this picture's kind of small, but they have a wide variety of stuff. And honestly, I personally don't really care that much about the lore. What's this guy's name called? Matt Mercer. Was he from Critical Role? They were playing some of this game. I don't know. It's interesting, right? I'm trying to think. There's pirates. There's again, whatever you want to play as within what they have. There is a bajillion stuff out there, and they have some niche fringe pieces of content. And they also have, they're coming up with new stuff all the time. So, it's kind of if you're a person of the faith, you can pick what you want, right? Here's the polar bears. I think this is a set that I'm going to be probably ordering. I kind of have ordered from my local game store. Initially I bought the master set. So, it comes with enough that you can play the game effectively. Now, also, one other thing I would say is The game, so price-wise, the game, in my opinion, I think it's pretty balanced. Now, it's not the cheapest game initially, but it's not that bad either. So I think when I bought also, usually it doesn't come painted, but you can buy them painted. It's like a plus 20% if you get them painted, or you can paint them yourself, or you can just have them unpainted. But the master set that I bought, I think it was like $120. You basically could play the entire game indefinitely from it. It might be a little bit stale over time, but I got this like large box. It was like a master set one. I don't know what the name of it was, but you get a huge pool. You get like, I think you get like, what do you get, like almost 8 different options to pick from to build an army. So again, if you buy, here's a great example. Right, you got these like, Bushido soldier guys, and you got like right here. Look up here at the top right. You got like Christian knights, and you got some dragon riders and soldiers, and you got some other dudes, right? So like, there's a huge, like, this picture right here is a great example of there being like multiple options you can pick from. I actually would like to buy those knights, but I don't know exactly where they are. I don't know how to find them. Some of these models are old. And originally this game was, I think it was called like HeroClix, and then they remade it again. And like, there's been like multiple variations. And they got like, human soldier knights, human soldiers, and it's like, the lore is like 5 different points. So again, so like, like the price isn't that bad. So usually it's like a 500 points for an army. Most specific units are like 100 points roughly. Some of them are like minus 15. Some of the units can go up to 200 points. So you run about, it's like maybe like 4 different sets of like characters. So it's like, let's try looking up. So like, see like these polar bears here. These polar bears would, these polar bears would be like on one card. Is this a good example? Oh yeah, like it's like the polar bears. You got like I think it's like Ursuline. No, Knight Irene. It's one of the ones that I have. So that'd be one Pacific army. It's just that one character, and the points in this, it shows here, is 110. And then you got like the 4 band of those are the knights, the polar bear knights. What does it say in there? 120 points. So depending on the points, not again, like the standard game is probably 500 points. It's like, you don't want to, I don't know, like there's different rules in different stores. The group I play with is pretty casual, but they also are fine with like proxying and stuff too. But like, I think these are the knights, the polar bear knights. Again, I like, they're paladins, right? They're really cool. I like paladins a lot. But what it does is, you usually run about 4 sets of armies in your team, and you fight against 4 of your opponents. And like, they set them up on like these terrain here. I don't know if these are good pictures or not, but like, you kind of see the terrain in the background. And you set your units up. You set your units on one side, your opponent sets on the other, and then you kind of fight back and forth. And some of the other, I mean, obviously this isn't like in-depth on everything, but like, you have these order markers, and you kind of flip an order marker. You have 4 different order markers, turn 1 through 3, and then 1's just kind of like a bluff. And every turn you flip your order marker, then you get to go, then your opponent flips theirs. It goes 1, then 1, then 2, and then 2, and then 3, and then 3. You also roll initiative, and there are abilities on characters. It's a pretty simple game, but it can be tactically like, complex. I think this might be the set I think this is the set I bought. Oh yeah, the Annihilation Master set, yeah. So, and this is the one I bought initially. I bought I think I bought the triple ninjas that go together as one figure. or like I can't remember her name, Miori or something. And then I got this free little like miner digger dude as a promo. And I'm probably gonna buy the other pack of the polar bear knights. I'm gonna buy some of the other pirates. So then I can use a polar bear army and then the pirates. And I can kind of. Then there's this figure over kind of like in the middle right. It's like a dude riding on like some chimera or something. That one's like also actually a really good figure. So, and also again, like from a Christian point of view, I don't really want to use like sorcery characters or like really twisted, unholy stuff. So there's that big dragon creature in the back, and there's also off to the left, there's two different figures. They use like sorcery and like hexes and stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to retire them out of my army. I might just get rid of them. I could donate them to someone. I could just throw them away. They could just go somewhere. I don't know. And I'm just going to build a brand new sets of the army in. And because like also mine are pretty much unpainted. I don't know if I have pictures somewhere. I was playing last night. So I was borrowing someone else's army. I forgot my box at home. But I put some polar bears. So these are the pictures of polar bears. Yeah, these are the polar bear figures I used. And this is kind of the map. So, it was cool, right? Figures. I think this is from last week. Oh yeah, in the middle, those are those ninjas. I can't remember the Miori or Missouri or something. Pretty cool. Oh yeah, I borrowed someone else's pirate captain. They're like the Lord Captain or something from one of the pirates. Yeah, I'm still kind of learning the game. I got the base set, so I didn't have that character. No, I have them ordered. That I'm gonna pick them up sometime. I have the second half of the polar bears. I have a bunch of other pirates. So I think, yeah. And these are the sheets. I don't know if you can see very well here. This is the Admiral is really cool, right? No, yeah, these are the ninja. What are they called? Shiori. That's their name, Shiori. And then there's the knaves and there's these exiles. So again, like if you see how like the army sizes, see how I have 5 of these units. Whoops. And that adds up to being 500. So I think these are my polar bears. And Shiori. And then I have a couple. I have like that big dragon or chimera creature with some guy riding on it. And I have some other dude on the ground. They give like this the big dude on the ground gives an aura to your dudes. What was this? This is again. And again, there are some stuff. Again, like there's these little thing right here. It's like a glyph. It's kind of like magic. Again, I can't control everything, right? I don't really want to support like bad things. So again, that's why I'm gonna try to build a pirate army because it's just kind of like pirates, right? Now that's another morally gray, but it's still pretty neutral. Like got like the knights, the polar bear knights. They're kind of like the good guy team. There's also a bunch of like righteous fighter hero kind of characters. They're kind of like, I think, what do you call it? They're colored blue. I'm not sure if they're the Alliance or not. Oh, also by the way, I think I won that game. I got really lucky. So I think I played about 4 solid games technically. The first one I played a scenario that was originally presented at Gen Con. And then I played one match. I think this is my first real game I played was this one. I did manage to win. I got at the very end, my little ninja dudes got there. Killed that. I don't know what that thing is, right? But whatever this thing is here. This model isn't painted. I mean, half my models aren't even painted anyways, but I beat that guy at the very end. I got really good rolls. I had that Raylan. Oh yeah, this dude right here. His aura, or her aura, I'm not sure which one that is, but like, it lowers their defense by 1. Honestly, pretty freaking good. A pretty strong character if you just kind of put it in. I'm not sure if it's a he or a she, to be honest, but I also had this other dude. And this one also has an aura. I think it does like get extra damage. So they're kind of like the little bit more of like a more hostile kind of a team. Here's the box. Here's a couple of the boxes. I don't show too many people's faces, but here's a box, I think, of my original set that I bought. So yeah, again, I don't know. I'm probably just gonna donate or get rid of some of the bigger, like the more sorcery using characters. I'll probably just incorporate more regular stuff. Kind of be like a quote unquote normal thing. People won't probably care at all or know or understand, and everything will be fine, right? So, opinions on the game. So yeah, it's pretty tactical in a lot of ways. And like, it's also a pretty simple game. It's not like there's the basic mechanics. It probably requires like a good, like, a handful of games to play to figure out how the game works entirely, and like whether how everything makes sense. But you could watch some videos online. Like here's some, like, like what I'm saying is like it's like the 4th Massachusetts, right? So it has the multiverse. You get them all, right? Depending on what you want. But yeah, I would say it's a pretty fun game. Again, it's also a pretty like comfortable, safe like environment to slowly work on like tabletop role playing games or like war playing games. Here's like a really big, complicated, map. Wow. But it's not that expensive. The basic set was like $120. I think I paid for it, or maybe it was a little bit more. And then like you can get them painted too. But in the grand scheme of things, now obviously like you have to decide how your money you want to spend it on. And like you can buy individual packs, individual sets. They go from somewhere probably between like, I almost want to say like again, it could be like $15-$20. You get an individual set, probably like $20 to be honest, for like a big decent figure you can add to your army. And then like you can also buy sets for like it could be $20, it could be $30. You might get a special figure with another pack of like some extra like minions or something. It could be $20. You could pay up to $40 depending on what you buy and why. And you can buy like, there's also just terrain and stuff. If you play at a store with the group, they probably already have it. It's not bad to have some. And they're coming out with new stuff constantly too. So I would say it's like a point of view. It's not that bad really, like money wise. The figures are also pretty durable. I think they made it more out of plastic. So like if you just drop it on the ground, it's probably gonna be fine. Most of the stuff, like if you kind of hit it with your hand a little bit hard, it probably wouldn't break. Obviously, like, you don't want to like damage them. Like it's not like in Warhammer everything's very fragile. It's been glued together and like it's made out of this like heavy like metal kind of, so it can shatter. But like in this game, most of the models are plasticish, so they bend pretty good. I'm like, if they had like, oh yeah, like here's like some of these like soldiers, right? Also, I kind of want to get some of those. Like, like if they had like a little sword or something, or certain things, it's possible that you could break it a little bit, but it's still pretty durable. Yeah, these are like kind of like I think they're like the British knights or British soldiers. They're pretty cool in my opinion. But they're pretty durable. So unless you take like a hammer and start smashing it, or throw it on the ground and try to step on it a whole bunch of times, or twist off parts of the stuff really hard, then maybe you could break them. But they're pretty durable. Like the weapons or something in their hands, in theory, if you just were like extremely careless, you could slightly damage them. You also could just super glue them back together, worst case scenario. Again, they're pretty durable. Like these knights here, like they're pretty strong. Like they're like a base foundation, and they're mostly put together. So like that's a nice positive, right? So like it's pretty cheap, they're pretty durable. You don't need that many either. If you buy the base set, you could play the game from probably like an entire year straight, like once a week or whatever, or with your friends or a local store. And it's not a big stress. It's a great way to start if you wanted to learn a little bit about like Warhammer. I think there's like, what's it called, Star Wars Armada, and there's also like, it was like Marvel Alliance or something, and there might be a handful of other games out there. I think there's like War Machine, or there's a handful of other series out there. It's a pretty cheap game. Like you could spend like up to $250 and have, and like, especially if you looked up a bunch of stuff that you already wanted, because you only need about 5 units worth of stuff to build one army. It's not like that big of a deal, because like in Warhammer you could have like 30 units worth of dudes, and they're all really expensive. In this game, like, most of the stuff you buy is like at least half of the price of like Warhammer, and you only need like 1/4 of the amount of units, right? So it's not super complicated and expensive, and you don't really need that many. If you find what you want, you're probably fine. No, it's nothing wrong. I mean, like, this also is monetary choice between the individual, but like, depending on how much money you spend or make or whatever, it's really not bad, right? So I would say this game is pretty cool. It's a great intro to Warhammer and War Tabletop and like tactical strategy and all of those types of games. There's a lot of video games like it too. Overall, I'm pretty happy with it. I haven't played that many games of it, but I mean, I played a lot of gaming in general. Also, it's great to be able to go out and like socialize with other people. Instead of just sitting at home on your computer, you could go out and physically be with other people. Which is generally a pretty net positive. But yeah, I would say I recommend the game. I think it's good. Just be careful of, from a Christian point of view, there are some like, bad stuff out there that can exist. Like, like even from the base set, they have this Valhalla thing. Like, there's the dragon. The dragon uses glyphs and uses some sorcery. You get that little ent thing right there. Or you got like this dude here. This dude uses like kind of off to the left, uses some hexes. This one uses some spells. This big dragon can place some spell effects. I personally would say you should just avoid sorcery if possible. Avoid the witchcraft. You can't control everything in the universe. But like, even like, for example, there is like Christian knights. So I would say go buy like, if you're going to buy stuff for the set, buy like the Christian knights. Or buy these like, I don't know, Asian warriors dudes that have spears or guns. Or, or just do some research on what you feel like good and happy about. Because like, there's like some of those like those British soldiers. There's like some robots. There's some pretty cool dudes, right? And you can look them up by set names. There's different alliances. There's different groups. Like even this right here. Like there's like, you can get like, apparently like there's like Captain America and like Spider-Man and stuff, right? I don't know who half those heroes are. I mean, I kind of know some of them. Like, some of these are like, they're pirates. Again, a little gray. You should like invest in things that you feel like, as a person of the faith, your conscience is clear. Like, like the Paladin Knights. You get these polar bear knights. Like, buy something like that. And like, look into something that you actually feel good about. And you can be happy when you play it. And you can glorify God. And not be like, performing witchcraft, right? It's like a Roman legionnaire and like a military soldier. You can get some, and like, I feel like, you could be a lot happier. There's tons of normal, regular stuff that you could do, that you could feel happy about yourself, right? It's some like dinosaur, a dude riding a dinosaur or something. I mean, or this like, I don't know, this is a terrible picture, but here there's like an angel like figure, right? So just spend some time. If you're going to play these types of games, use some discernment, and look into finding some stuff that you feel good about. Yeah, that's my best advice. Now, okay. So before I end this, I will say I might make another video about this game. I kind of just do some like generic overheads. I don't want to go like. I mean, my channel is pretty generic, pretty general. I talk about a lot of different stuff. So, but yeah, it's a pretty fun game. I would recommend it. Just, you know, use some sense in your brain, right? You just have a little bit of intelligence. And just think about it. The same thing with all this stuff. Just use your brain. If you think something is like super occult heavy, or super witchcraft heavy, or super you know, like blatantly unholy or demonic, or just like completely terrible, like you can go way off the board. Maybe just skip it. And this is like a multiverse world. There's like 100 sets you could buy from. Just find ones that you actually feel happy with. The same thing with Dungeons and Dragons, or role-playing games and video games, and, you know, or sports, or whatever you do. There's stuff that's just way better and way more Christian friendly, and there's stuff that's just probably you shouldn't. So at least focus on what you feel like you can, instead of focusing on what you can't. So again, there's a lot of options out there. I gave like probably 10 options you could pick from. You could feel good about yourself. They're probably strong. Like those Christian Templar Knights look really good and really cool. And I'm pretty sure they're pretty strong too. So, for just an example, that's a positive. You could with a clear, good conscience play that. So then maybe just don't play the stuff that's like satanic, and find stuff that's Christian, and just be okay with some of the neutral stuff. Okay. But I would say thanks for watching. I appreciate it. God is good.